GLAM, Los Angeles.
Hi, Kirby. Hi, Sara. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Okay, back by popular demand, we have Vanessa Lee, RN, and the founder of The Things We Do, and one of our favorite people.
Woo!
I love being here with my favorite duo.
Our girl. So Vanessa is back because we had some questions about Jeuveau, which is a neuromodulator on the market. You've heard us talk about Botox. You've heard us talk about Dysport. And we said, we want to learn more about Jeuveau.
Which is my new obsession.
We are, can we say, we're Jeuveau hosts?
Yeah. Jeuveau hosts.
Oh, I haven't gotten it yet.
But you will be. I think you will be.
I will be getting it after this, literally leaving here, and I'm going to go try it for the first time if I'm a candidate.
Yes.
But Sara has tried it, so she's going to talk about her experience. But we get a lot of questions about neuromodulators on this podcast. Like, obviously, embrace aging. Like, if you're not living in aging, you're dying. But also, like, want to look a little spruced up from time to time. Like, we're women,
Like our
we're
best
girls.
selves.
We want what we want. We want what we want. So Vanessa's going to talk to us all about it. She is an expert in Jeuveau. She uses it at all of her Things We Do practices. We're very excited to get into the nitty gritty with her. And we want to thank Jeuveau for partnering with us on this episode because we're going to be going into the details. So let's just jump right in. Let's start off with, when did you start using Jeuveau, Vanessa? How do you compare it to other neuromodulators? And who is it best for, in your opinion?
So I first started using Juvo back in 2019 when it first came to the market here in the US. And I immediately loved it. First of all, I was drawn to it because I saw that it first originated and was made in Korea. And I was like, okay, let's do this. I love everything Korean when it comes to beauty. As you guys know, we touched on that last episode that I was with you guys. And I also was drawn to the leadership in the company. The leadership had come from other companies that were well respected in the pharmaceutical cosmetic space that I really was like, listen, where are these guys going? Where is this team going? And then I love innovation in the industry. Anytime something new comes to market, I don't think it's wise to just poo-poo on something because it's new. I get really excited about it. I love when something new comes to market and there's so much science behind it. Trying it, I really loved it in my own face. And then I started working with it with my patients and it's been a success.
Who is the demo for this versus the other neuromodulators that you may be working with?
I think that younger demographics in general are drawn to this brand because it's so much more accessible and also it's such a natural look and feel. So I think because the Things We Do was really built around natural results and feeling good in your own skin, not so much leaning towards augmentative procedures, but more so how can we preserve the natural you for as long as possible?
What was innovative about Jeuveau that you really enjoyed?
Yeah. So whenever something new comes to market, when it comes to neuromodulators or neurotoxins, I'm really looking at how is it truly different from everything else on the market? Instead of how closely does it compare to something else, what really makes it different? And so until 2019, I had felt that the neuromodulators on market were more alike than they were different. And also things came to market afterwards, after 2019, where they were presenting itself again as alike, but maybe cheaper, but not as good. And that wasn't enough for me. So I love that this neuromodulator was different in the sense that Jeuveau feels really light and natural in the face. Sometimes with other neuromodulators, the onset feels a lot to me and my patients like a punch in the face. Like it's really abrupt, it's really harsh. And some people really love that. Because when you have your neuromodulator set in, it's like, oh, it's arrived. I like for it to kind of sneak up on me. And I like it to sneak up on me in a timely manner. So I really love that it sets in quickly. And then it lasts up to 4 months, which is really wonderful. There was a study that was done and it showed that in comparison to Botox Cosmetic, it lasted a little bit longer, which was really impressive to me. So quick onset. It lasts long and it's powerful, but feels very natural. And I love the science behind everything, how driven it was to make sure that there was comparative, very official peer-reviewed studies. That was powerful to me.
So I had never gotten injected in my, well, I don't have 11s. I have a unicorn line, which is what Vanessa taught me.
She has a 1.
I have a 1.
She doesn't have 11s. She has a 1, which is just a difference in your musculature and your muscle pull, but it's fascinating. So when I saw your muscle pull during assessment, I was like, Oh, I knew Sara was going to be special. Here we go.
So
you have a 1.
Yes, so I have a 1, and I've never put anything in there before, and it was, starting to bother me a little bit. But I really felt like when you started talking about, again, how natural this was, Jeuveau was, and how, I'd still be able to move my forehead. I was like, okay, let's try it. I am so obsessed. I texted Vanessa and I was like, oh my God.
You did?
Yeah. I was like, this is like the new me, but I can still move my forehead.
Yes.
Like it still looks really natural. And it started working in like 2 days.
Which is so crazy and impressive, right?
Incredible. So I've just been staring at the mirror going like this a lot. And Matt's been walking in like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm obsessed.
Every
I'm obsessed.
reflection, you're like,
yeah, exactly. Okay, Vanessa, you touched on the study where Jeuveau was put up against its competitors, and it was so fascinating. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
yes, there was a study that was the first of its kind done out of the University of Pennsylvania, and it was published in JAMA. And it basically was to see how the 4 leading neuromodulator companies performed.
And what is JAMA?
The Journal of American Medical Association.
Okay.
So during this study, they found 3 really key things that stood out to me. The first thing was early onset. So with Jeuveau and Dysport, they found that the onset was at 3 days in comparison to Botox and Xeomin. The next thing they found was its high peak effect. So Jeuveau onset started at 3 days, but the high peak effect maximum was at 30 days. And the last thing was its long-lasting effect. So at 6 months, it outperformed Botox Cosmetic.
And then there was something that I read as well, that this is not a neuromodulator that was created out of a medical need, that this is a beauty neuromodulator. I don't know. It could just be marketing, but you tell me.
Yeah, so it's a beauty-first toxin. It was the first neurotoxin that is specifically made for beauty and cosmetic uses.
Of course, it's Korean.
Made in Korea.
Made in Korea. There we go. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Love that for us. When you're saying it's natural, it feels natural. Does that mean that it doesn't feel like
yes.
you're,
so
it's,
I
you're
feel
struggling
like
to move your
I'm
face?
fully moving my face. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel this
Yes.
because it's your first time having it done and you might not have had it compared to other things, but I've had everything in my face. With Juvo, I feel like I'm fully moving my face.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, wait, what? It's really lovely. And some people, again, really love that and pick up on it. And some people don't. I work with someone and she was like, I want to feel frozen every moment of my life.
Right.
And there's no reason for me to be moving my face. Like I want to be absolutely still as glass. And I'm like, that's great. Love that for you.
Yes.
I want to move.
Yeah.
I need to move.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's helpful.
Yeah.
For clarity's sake, I have not had it yet. So I'll be getting it after this interview.
After.
And y'all know I've had experiences with a variety of neuromodulators. That's why I'm asking these questions, because Sara is actually first to market in this group right now between the two of us, which is rare.
Which is very rare.
So that's why I keep asking questions.
We should talk about, though, just you mentioned to me you have ptosis, and then you also don't usually get it like around your 11s, right?
Maybe you can clarify. I always thought the lines right between the eyebrows were the 11s, but these are the 11s, right?
The 11s are usually right in between the eyebrows, right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes when practitioners, injectors see me, they see my scar lines from my ptosis surgery I had when I was 3, and they think that those are 11s, but they're not. They're scars. So nothing is going to smooth those out. And if you inject those, they will actually cause ptosis.
To stand up. Oh,
Yes.
Interesting.
So I usually only get it. I have a line that will sometimes show up here. So I'll be really curious to see like where you see, if I'm even a candidate.
Yeah, so when we sit down with each other, I'll make sure during the assessment, we go over your medical history, that you don't have any allergies to it, any complications in the past that might be a red flag for this. And then we'll do a full assessment of where it's appropriate for you in the glabellar region. And then we'll go ahead and do the treatment.
Okay. I'm eager to find out. Wouldn't it be crazy if you were and I wasn't?
I know.
And then she's like, sorry.
That actually would be so fantastic.
I'd
It
be
would
like,
be
for
so
once,
kismet.
I'm amazing.
Yes.
And Sara has
We
to
have
get
2
something done.
unicorns.
It's a miracle.
we can see. I can't wait to see.
And then I'll walk out and have just like everything everywhere. Okay.
Okay, so you mentioned, it can take, 2 to 3 to 5 days to see the results, which we love, and that lasts up to 4 months.
Yes.
Correct? So how often are you yourself getting it done?
Okay, so I personally get it done twice a year. I like to have a little bit of movement in between and just kind of like reset my skin. I do recommend to my patients who don't want to have those lines come back to keep up with it every 4 months, which is the majority of my patients. I just personally, for me and my experience, I like my kids to know mama means business.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Right.
Okay. So there are seasons where, you know what I mean? There are seasons where they don't see as much of it. And then there are seasons where it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So right now in this period of my life,
Well,
I
that's
need
what
to
we were
have
saying.
that show
Sarah
up.
looks so cute when she's mad because she can't do an actual frown. because
My
she's a
children are
unicorn,
not
like,
taking me seriously.
Yeah, they're like, moms are just qualified.
Yeah. So I have patients who are like very intense litigation attorneys who were like, listen,
I need
this is a
them.
moment where I don't have any serious cases going on. Load me up. Let's do it.
That is fascinating.
It's so fun. I always ask my patients like, so why are we taking a break? Or why are we doing more than usual? When any habits are changing, I'm like, what's going on with life? Tell me. And then it'll be like, well, as for my actresses, it's like, I have a project coming up. So I have about 3 months. Let's go ahead and reset the skin. Then when it's time for filming, it's alleviated. I'm not as still, but my skin looks fantastic. And then I have my attorneys who are like, I need to look super scary. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, or I'm off of this case now, loaded up. Mama's ready to get still and smooth again. You know, so
I
it
could
really
talk to you
depends.
for hours about this.
Yeah.
Like the social implications of having a neuromodulator.
Yeah.
Love
It's
it.
so fun.
So fun.
Jeuveau is FDA approved to temporarily improve the look of moderate to severe frown lines in adults. There are risks with treatment. Effects of Juvo may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms such as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness. Don't receive Juvo if you're allergic to botulinum toxin products or have a skin infection. Other serious side effects include allergic reactions, heart or eye problems. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and all medicines. Ask your doctor if Juvo is right for you.
We have our Slack Q&A.
On
And
it.
if you're not
Let's
in our
do it.
Slack, please sign up.
It's
because
popping in
it's
there.
a ball of fun over there.
When we put a call out for these questions
Yeah.
for you, it was like, it was so many questions.
Sick. So is
Yeah.
it something where people are just like all day talking to you guys, or is it
Yes.
open and closed? Wow. So
Yeah.
it's like AOL chat room.
Yes.
It is.
It's like new age instant
I'm
messenger.
joining
But about
immediately.
beauty. So like literally your world.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
okay.
brilliant.
So our first question is from Cassandra Sung. She was saying, I was just talking to a coworker about the fillers, toxins, surgeries that celebrities are getting, the undetectable kind. Would love some deets on that, the recommendations, how to achieve that ourselves as non-millionaires. She phrased it as the real world 40 versus the Hollywood 40.
Okay, because Cassandra, I just want to say this. You mentioned celebrities. We're not, because there is no proof of the
confirmation.
3 celebrities that you listed have gotten any work done. We can look at them and assume. Vanessa, I'm actually curious your thoughts on this, because
Yeah.
when I see real world 40 versus Hollywood 40,
Yeah.
I think that obviously Hollywood has things at their disposal, and that's why, and it's their job to look good. But I also think people are confused about what 40 looks like in real life.
I'm confused.
Do you think we're supposed to look like the Crypt Keeper?
Because we're all almost 40.
Yes.
Let me tell you this. Okay, so I know that Sarah, you had your 20th high school reunion.
Yes. So did
correct?
Kirby.
I
Okay.
did 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
know.
Okay, that's an episode. You guys need to do this. And I had mine also back in November last year. And I was confused. I was like, I wasn't sure what to expect showing up. First of all, I was really excited. The Things We Do hosted a booth. You know what I mean?
Oh my God,
So I was like,
fancy.
yeah, I was
Wow,
like,
okay, girl.
I was like, let's do this. It's a business move. Also curious, and showed up, and I was like, the women are killing
No,
it.
the women.
we literally
The
talked
women.
about
No,
this.
I was like,
I
why
was
do the
like,
women
women.
look incredible?
Curvy.
And the men look like
They haven't
ate their former self.
It was
They
like,
haven't washed their face or applied sunscreen since
Oh my gosh.
2005.
The men looked worse for the wear.
Definitely. And I was like, you know what? I'm confused at what, because we all had the same resources. everyone here. And you know what? I was so proud. I was like, okay, ladies, killing it,
Yes,
you know? And I
yes.
was like, guys, you're truly,
my booth.
you're
Like,
the
marketing-
40 that we pictured in the 90s. You know
totally.
what I mean?
New marketing idea for Jeuveau, high school reunions.
Please.
Just hit up the high school
Oh my
reunions,
God,
target the men.
so smart.
Just 6 months before, so they can get 2 treatments in
Yes.
at least, you know what I mean? And be ready for the event. Come on.
Yes.
So I'm confused too. I think we're all confused.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We're the generation where we have unlocked treatments in beauty that generations before us never had access to because 1, they weren't invented, or 2, if they were invented, they just weren't accessible. You know what I mean? So now it's like things have really changed. And I think it's a really important question that Cassandra is asking because we've seen celebrities who have done nothing for so long and then all of a sudden do something and it's like, whoa, what? And it's not even too much. It's really different. You know what I mean? So we've also seen celebrities where they start off from a younger age doing a lot. And then we have seen celebrities where it's like, are they doing something? Maybe, maybe not.
Right.
Maybe it's a little bit of, an injection here or there. Maybe it's facials. Maybe it's a diet because they said it was. Or maybe it's balls to the wall doing everything, but it's just done really great and there's new techniques. So because I have a lot of patients that are in that industry,
Right.
and people have on the internet made videos of my patients who are in the entertainment industry saying these people don't do anything, they age gracefully, but look how great they look. And I'm like, baby girl, but come,
If you only knew.
baby doll.
Be so serious.
Be so serious right now because I've been doing treatments for them for a long time and it's a lot of treatments. But it's tasteful little treatments here and there. So it's a PRFM treatment. It's consistent neuromodulator. It's making sure that we're doing things that really preserve their best features. And also if they have weaker features, strengthening those features to balance things a little bit more so that in a couple of years, this person looks just fucking hotter for some reason, where they don't look like a completely different person. And it confuses everyone. It's just consistent work over time, but most of it is consistent neuromodulators and consistent biostimulator work.
Okay.
It's not a ton of filler.
What do you mean by strengthening features?
So if we look at the thirds of the face, and this draws back to facial balancing. So if somebody has a really strong forehead, first third of the face, second third of the face, stronger cheekbones, but they have a weaker and softer lower third of the face, then I look to that person and say, okay, because the first and second third stand out so much, to the natural, innate human's eye, what we want to see, what we're attracted to is more balance in the face. So if something is too outstanding, to make someone more attractive, whatever the weaker third is, you embellish that a little bit more, then all of a sudden that person is like 15% more attractive and nobody knows why. It's different from when someone gets jawline filler and they look like they've had this popsicle stick just or ice cream cone just popped on the chin. It looks so weird. That's not what I'm talking about. It's like finding where someone is a little bit more negative vector. So where their features pull downward. So around the outer lateral canthus of the eye, if you have a downward outer lower pull, if we pick that up by just a tiny bit, we see that someone looks more awake and refreshed and attractive. So these little angles, these little downward shifts to upward shifts, these little, thirds of the face working on the weaker portions of the face and really drawing that out a bit more makes someone more attractive and makes them look younger, but they still look like the same person. And it's small enough of a degree of a difference where people notice, but they have no idea. And it infuriates the public because it's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Does it also include, so you mentioned neuromodulators
Yes.
consistently, PRFM,
Yes.
microneedling?
Yeah. So microneedling is a biostimulatory treatment because we're trying to use the process of controlled injury by these microneedles to induce your own collagen production and also elastin fibers to tighten those, to shrink those fibers as much as possible to strengthen the skin. Microneedling is one of those. Thread treatments is one of those. Sculptra, hyperdilute radius, all of these things that aren't quite fillers, that aren't quite plastic surgery, but really strengthen the scaffolding of your tissues.
Okay.
Love that.
Love. All right. Catherine Barrow says, I would love to know more about microneedling. Is it good for the
Fantastic.
average acne scarring? How many sessions and over what period of time should the sessions be done? I'm looking into it for my wedding next October. I have a pretty significant scar/marks on both of my cheeks.
Yes, so microneedling is fantastic when treating rolling acne scarring. If you have the other two types of acne scarring, which is ice pick scarring or boxcar scarring, it's really difficult with a specific amount of, usually what we say at cosmetic dermatology offices is around 3 to 5 treatments, sometimes 2 to 4 treatments. For more conservative scarring, it's really hard to really make a dent in that scar tissue. But if you have rolling acne scarring, you can see a beautiful difference within 3 treatments, and you can do more than that. So you would do the treatments once every 4 to 6 weeks. And every time you get a treatment done, you should see an improvement of around 5 to 8% accumulation. So once that collagen builds up, you have this new shelf of almost like skin smoothing, skin plumping, and you can continue that journey.
What is rolling acne scars?
Rolling acne scarring looks almost like flatter acne scarring, but it almost rolls on the top of the tissue.
So it's not as deep.
Correct. So ice pick scarring looks like these tiny ice pick indentations in the skin. They go a lot deeper and they're very small in surface area. And boxcar scarring is almost where you see these kind of like flattened craters and the edges of the scarring are really jagged. Those are very hard to treat with microneedling. Usually laser treatments are involved and are much more impressive in result.
What kind of laser for that?
CO2, Fraxel. You can also see a difference in that type of scarring with like a, non-ablative laser, but it really depends on the person's skin type, also hyperpigmentation, all of that, all of their skin history. It's a really deep process. Improving acne scarring.
So Catherine should start now if she's planning for next October.
Absolutely.
Okay. Ooh, I can answer this one. Jamie Regan, sunspots, best ways to decrease them. PicoSure Pro laser, baby.
PicoSure Pro is amazing. So I think that if you don't, let's say you're in the middle of somewhere and you don't have an office close to you that has the PicoSure Pro laser, I would say if you're looking for ingredients, look for things like, if you're going non-HQ, non-hydroquinone, alpha-arbutin, niacinamide. The combination of those are wonderful for fading brown spots safely. However, if you do have a PicoSure Pro laser office close to you, go for it.
Oh my God. This little sunspot here, I've done 2 sessions and it's like, you can't even see it anymore. It's crazy.
I know, when you're pointing to it, I was like, where is it? What are you talking about?
It's right here.
Does PicoSure help with melasma?
It does. So it's one of the only FDA cleared lasers in the US to treat melasma specifically.
Oh, I need you to do this on my forehead.
Please, come in.
And cheeks.
Come in.
I need this done.
Melasma is so hard to treat. So it was incredibly impressive to me that when I was doing all of the research, this is one of the lasers across the world, all nations, to treat and improve melasma.
Okay.
So if you have a little sunspot, walk in the park.
Yeah. Well, 100%. Yeah. I need to do this for sure.
And you also mentioned, because someone had asked like, oh, I want to keep my natural freckles.
Yes.
And it won't get rid of that. It just gets rid of the damage, sun damage, which is, I think, really impressive.
So it's attracted to unhealthy cells and pigment. So if you have natural freckles, your freckles will stay. If you have a beauty mark, like I was so scared to get the treatment. I was like, this has to stay. Do you understand? It's like a part of my identity. What if people don't recognize me anymore if I don't have
Yeah,
they were like, what? And they were like, no, that's a healthy cell. That's part of you. It's going to stay. But anything that's sun damage on top of that, or if it's hyperpigmentation due to injury to the skin before, like breakouts and stuff like that, that will be removed.
Crazy.
Ooh, fascinating. Okay, Paolo Trenadu says, what are tips for taking care of rosacea at home?
Oh my gosh, I love this question because I have rosacea. Did I tell you guys that in the last episode?
Yeah.
It's really rare for brown and black people to have rosacea and have it manifest in clinical ways that we can recognize hallmark signs in dermatology. So it shows up very differently for us. So for the longest time, I was just like, oh, I have these annoying hives and breakouts, more glycolic acid, more glycolic acid. And then I was wearing away my barrier. And it's so crazy because I have all the tools in this industry and have access to the best in this industry to get the help that I need. But everyone was classifying it wrong, not just myself, even the specialist that I was seeing. And then an acupuncturist was like, oh, you have rosacea. And I was like, excuse me, and started looking into it, contacted a dermatologist who works with skin of color and was like, yeah, you have rosacea. And I was like, fantastic. One more thing in my mid-30s to discover about aging and skin. So I have done so many different things to figure out how I can get my rosacea under control, how to make sure that I don't flare it up, but also how to make sure that I don't trigger it in the future, just even a little bit, because it has to do with diet, it has to do with temperature. It's a lot like melasma in the sense that so many things can flare it up that you're not even thinking about. So I'm vitamin C sensitive. I can't use vitamin Cs. I've used so many different types of derivatives of vitamin Cs. All these antioxidants break me out. A lot of different actives break me out. I basically can use rice water on my skin. No, just kidding. I can use a lot of things on my skin, but I just have to be very careful. So rosacea specifically, treatment-wise, I have to say, it's not indicated for this, but PicoSure Pro also helps with rosacea. Ingredient-wise, there's something about ceramides, fatty acids, that really help protect the skin, especially rosacea-prone skin. So a part of rosacea is drying out too much. So when your skin dries out, especially when you're sleeping, there's something called transepidermal water loss. You wake up, people with rosacea will wake up with more redness, more dried out skin, and it's more irritation. So you have to make sure that while you're sleeping, you have the most juiciest, protective, beautiful barrier saving ingredients. One of my favorite products that I discovered recently is called Physiogel. It's huge in Asia. It's available for purchase here in the US, but it's actually a German company. So if you think of German skin, a lot of Germans they're prone to rosacea. And this is really taken off in Korea because so many people have redness, sensitivity, all of that. So it's one of my favorite, and I think it's so accessible. I think it's maybe like $17 or something like that for a huge bottle of like 6 or 7 ounces.
Is it like a gel?
It almost
moisturizer?
feels like the Aquaphor Zinc for baby rash, which is wonderful and protective also, except for I can only handle so much thick zinc on my pillowcases every night. You know what I mean? So the Physiogel is almost like a daily use of that. So it does feel a little richer than a normal moisturizer. It feels almost like, just kind of like a watered down Aquaphor Zinc, that baby rash cream that I've talked about so many times on my page for people who have sensitive skin.
Okay.
Have you ever tried anything with snow mushroom in it?
No. Should I?
I feel like snow mushroom might be great for rosacea just because anytime I use a product with that ingredient in it, it takes down my redness and readiness almost immediately. The Inky List actually used to make one of my favorite moisturizers. It was so affordable. It was a snow mushroom moisturizer, but they stopped because it's actually an expensive ingredient to formulate with, I have since learned. So, but I'm pretty sure
I'm open to it.
Good Light includes it in their toner, their milky toner.
Yeah.
Anytime something makes my skin immediately just look more clear and less ruddy, I know there has to be some type of fungi in there. But usually snow mushroom.
Fascinating. I'll give it a try.
Take a look. See,
Okay.
I have no proof that it actually helps with rosacea in any
Except for your own experience.
Because I don't have rosacea. I just have the like redness sometimes. So
Okay. Thoughts on high frequency facial wands?
So I love an HF wand, you guys. And I love this question because I don't think that this person realizes how obsessed with it I am, to the point where during 2020, when everything was closed in LA and estheticians couldn't work for the better part of an entire year, our patients were sending in emails and were DMing us saying like, what can I use for these breakouts? I can't see my esthetician. I can't see, what should I do? So we created a high frequency wand for face and for body with 2 different, so inside the little glass part of the wand is gas. And so we have 2 gases. One is argon, one is neon. The neon one almost emits this like violet. I'm a little colorblind. I've been told it's violet.
Oh, wait,
So to me it's blue.
Same.
To me it's blue. So it's a violet/blue light. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. And that one is specifically for acne. So if somebody has acne breakouts on the chin, on along the jawline, on the forehead, and they feel like, okay, I have a huge event coming up. I need something to really kill this as quickly as possible. I can't make it in for a cortisone injection. What should I do? You can take that wand and just wand over that breakout for about 30 seconds and you're done. Do it again the next day and then you're done. 30 seconds is really all it takes. What's happening is that gas that's inside the glass, once the electrode is turned on, once it has power and it's waving over the skin, it emits this ozone. And so it's a little layer of this cloud with that gas. And it's a strengthened oxygenation. And so P. acnes, that bacteria that is causing most of our breakouts, it can't live in the presence of oxygenation. And so what happens is you have this beautiful resolving of those acne, whatever's coming out right before your event as the universe would have it, very quickly. And so the other wands have neon, which is the most popular one. So it almost looks orange or red to me.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Kirby confirmed for us.
it's like orangish, maybe orange, red to me.
Yeah.
And that one is for rejuvenation. So we use that for the scalp for follicle rejuvenation. We use it all over the face. I use it.
Yes.
I use it on, this is where I'm seeing aging now that I'm 39. The inner skin on my underarm and inner arm area. What is that?
So you're going like this with
I'm
the wand.
rolling it all the way, and I'm rolling it on my neck, chest, and then I'm doing the inner arm because that skin is just so thin and soft.
Have you ever used one?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't used. I need one.
Okay,
I need
I'm gonna
yours.
send it to you guys.
Okay,
I have,
thank you.
but
It's won a few awards.
remember, this is off the record. Remember?
Yes.
There was one that was sold that was like exploding on people.
Oh, so this is why it's so important to go with not just anything you see on TikTok Shop and on Amazon, because we tested so many different manufacturers. They were electrocuting us. They were exploding. Are you kidding me? I'm using this by my eye. This is crazy.
And it's gas.
It's gas straight up. And who knows what gas is being placed in there for some of the exploding ones? What's happening?
Yeah.
So really important to go with a trusted brand.
Totally agree.
Gosh, okay. I'm going to get yours.
All right, last question from Sara Beck. She has a question for her fella. The skin under his beard can get really red and dry. Any tips for products that you recommend for him?
Okay, so number one, and I know this from my husband also, men aren't great with cleansing where there's facial hair. So they're like, oh, this is skin. And I'm going to cleanse right here on my cheek. You got to take it all the way down, guys, all the way down. So
Lather
just number one is start cleansing the entire face.
Yeah.
Number two is please also make sure that you're moisturizing that area too. So much of the irritation is that skin underneath the beard not being cleansed properly and then also not having protection. So no moisturizer, no sunscreen. Even though it's getting less sun exposure, UV exposure, we still need to treat the skin. So really it's just the basics, just bring it down to the hair area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simple.
Yeah.
Super simple. Vanessa, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming
guys.
back, answering all of our listener questions, all of our
Thank
questions
you.
about Jeuveau. Remind the people where they can find you.
In Los Angeles and also in Hawaii at the Things We Do. We have 5 locations and growing. So exciting. Yay. And also on socials, you can find me at Vanessa Lee _RN and thethingswedo.co.